Assalamualaikum, Doctor. My name is Muhammad Syafrin bin Abdul Halim from NBSA 6B. Today, our group will present about perusahaan otomobil kedua Sdn Bhd in bracket Perodua Sengacoh. Before we start, I want to introduce my team members. Start with Nur Syafiqah Izzati binti Syahrudin, Nur Zahira binti Abdul Karim, Hamimatul Atikah binti Muhammad Rosli, Siti Nadirah binti Muhammad Azman, and the last but not least is Nurul Amin Sahira binti Zamri. Okay, let's move to introduction section. Perodua, short for Perusahaan Otomobil Kedua Sdn Bhd, is Malaysia's beloved small car manufacturer. Founded in 1993, Perodua aims to provide total mobility through valuable goods and services. Their services span automobile production, research and development, marketing, post-purchase assistance, body restoration, and pre-owned vehicles. Under the Perodua Smart Builds initiative, they collaborate with Daihatsu Motor to enhance the automotive ecosystem, emphasizing safety features and environmental responsibility. The Sengacoh headquarters houses cutting-edge facilities, including research centers, distribution stockyards, and training centers. With a workforce of 11,500 employees and a commitment to excellence, Perodua contributes significantly to Malaysia's economy and attract foreign investment.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Syafiqah Izzati binti Saharudin. I'm from Group NBSA 6B for assignment OPM 538. I will explain about the assessment conducted or selected by a competent person. For High-Ride project, we choose Mr. Muhammad Nur Suhairi bin Bahari from Perusahaan Otomobil Kedua Sdn Bhd, Perodua, as a Safety Health Environment Executive. Mr. Suhairi joined Perodua since 2008 as a Safety Health and Environment Executive. His job roles are conducting through risk assessment in the production setting, focus on the mixing process, involve all machines. He identifies, classifies, and evaluates risks associated with each work activity, categorizes hazard into chemical, physical, agronomic, and others. Mr. Suhairi assesses the likelihood and severity of each hazard, assign a risk priority number, RPN, and recommend protective measures. He ensured the safety protocol and standard operation procedure are adequately in place and followed, involving other team members in the assessment process. For example, when applying the MIG welding equipment will produce white smoke, which is poisoning and carcinogenic, which comprise of metal oxides and gases. As common learning, inhaling poisoning gases may lead to pneumonia or suffocation and invariably leads to death. Abide by work instruction, appropriate attire to work environment, and air protective equipment are some of the current risk control. Every risk is evaluated based on its risk level, and there are recommendations for protection measures such as ear protection, air filter equipment, safety communication for mouse work practice, non-slip shoes, cleaning, and safety operation procedure regarding electrical equipment or system. These rules are crucial for maintaining workplace safety and minimize hazard at Perodua.
Hi, my name is Sunzair bint Abdul Karim. I'm from class MBSA 6B. For group assignment OPM 538, I'm going to explain about hazard elements welding activity at workshop. The first hazard element is fire explosions. Welding involves high temperatures and the use of flammable gases and materials which can easily ignite if not handled properly. Sparks, spatter, and molten metal can ignite combustible materials in vicinity. Leading to fires can result in explosions if the gases are not adequately controlled. So, second hazard element is electric shock. Work with electrical circuits that can be present a risk of electric shock if not managed correctly. Can occur if a welder touches live electrical parts or conducts electricity through their body, particularly in wet or damp conditions. Third element is exposure to hazardous fumes and gases. Hazardous fumes and gases including metal fumes such as lead, cadmium and chromium, and gases such as carbon monoxide, ozone, and nitrogen oxides. And next element of hazards is radiation exposure. UV radiation can use arc eye or welder's flash, a painful inflammation of the cornea. Prolonged exposure to UV and IR radiation can also lead to skin burns and increase the risk of skin cancer. Next is ergonomic exposure. These ergonomic hazards can lead to musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs, including back pain, shoulder injuries, and repetitive strain injuries. And lastly, for hazard elements in workshop activity is noise hazard. Welding activities can produce high levels of noise which can result in hearing loss or other auditory issues over time. Noise-induced hearing loss is a significant occupational hazard in welding.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Hamimatul Atika binti Muhammad Rosli and I'm from group NBSA 6B. Today I will be presenting my part for our group assignment. Risk assessment is a systematic process used to identify, evaluate, and prioritize potential hazards in the workplace. It involves analyzing the likelihood and severity of risks associated with these hazards and implementing measures to control or eliminate them. The primary goal of risk assessment is to ensure the safety and health of workers by minimizing the potential for accidents and also injuries. The process for carrying out risk assessment is defined by the ISO Basic Safety Standards. The following flowchart shows the risk assessment procedure established by ISO 12100. Generally speaking, safety is confirmed with the following procedure during a risk assessment. So, based on our interview with Mr. Suhai from Perodua, we can identify that there are 5 hazards that can lead to a serious accident if the hazards can't be handled correctly. The first hazardous activity at Mr. Suhai's workplace is the risk of tripping and falling while climbing the stairs. It is stated that the risk level is rated at 3, which can consider as low, but the potential effects of this hazard include severe injuries such as broken legs and more. We move to second hazard that identified from the interview carried out with Mr. Suhai, which is involving lifting files in big quantities that can expose the employee's fingers and feet to injured if the file fall down. Although the risk level is rated 3, but the consequences of this hazard can cause to serious injuries. Also, next, Mr. Suhail said that the electric plug is damaged and cannot be used. This is very dangerous because employees can get exposed to electric shocks that can cause to death.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nadira binti Muhammad Azman. Will be presenting the risk assessment of Perodua. In every professional setting, it is imperative that organizations adhere to the stringent guidelines set forth by Occupational Safety, Health and Environmental Management. To this end, the hierarchy framework encompassing hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control is employed to systematically pinpoint potential hazards and devise strategic interventions to alleviate them. Hazard identification is the initial step where a myriad of risks, such as auditory damage from noise pollution, respiratory complications from cotton dust exposure, musculoskeletal issues due to prolonged standing, injuries related to machinery, electrocution, and fire hazards are recognized. These identified hazards have the potential to result in significant health implications, including hearing impairment, breathing difficulties, and critical injuries. When undertaking welding operations, safety is paramount, irrespective of the duration of the task. It is imperative to adhere strictly to the standard operating procedures (SOPs) to ensure safety is maintained at all times. At Perodua HQ Sungai Chu, stringent controls are enforced for all welding activities, with comprehensive training provided to all welders to guarantee their proficiency in safety protocols. One notable risk identified is the exposure to flammable sources when using the MIG OTC welding set with an unprotected cable. The risk assessment indicates a likelihood of 2, suggesting an infrequent occurrence. However, the potential severity is rated at 4, indicating a critical risk of serious injury. Consequently, this hazard is classified as a medium-level risk with a score of 8. Another significant concern is the inhalation of carbon dioxide fumes during welding. It is crucial for welders to utilize full personal protective equipment (PPE), including respiratory protection equipment (RPE), especially when standard controls are inadequate. The risk assessment assigns a likelihood of 2 to this hazard, denoting a controlled and infrequent exposure, with a severity of 3, which could result in minor injuries. Thus, this risk also falls within the medium-level category with a score of 6. Engaging in these practices ensures the well-being of workers and minimizes the likelihood of industrial accidents.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nura Amni Sahira binti Zamri. Today I would like to present about the risk control to minimize hazard and incident in each steps. The hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control is method involved taking steps to eliminate the dangers that found during the risk assessment stage. This procedure is known as a risk control. The best line of action is to use the safer alternative in the event that it is possible to eliminate. In addition, administration and engineering control is conjunction with personal protective, and also a last option can reduce risk. A more secure place can be achieved through logically strategy and ongoing control monitoring. According to the detail we learned during our virtual meeting with Mr. Sohairi, Perodua has implemented a number of risk management measures. The mixing process MIG OTC welding set, where the activity are created, is involved in multiple activities and use PPE control to protect the employee from hazard. The project consists of 5 actions. There are procedures to follow, and when using a OTC, MIG welding set is ordered to guarantee security and reduce risk of misshape. First step is preparation phase. The risk is poor welding setup of preparation might result gas leak and electrical risk of equipment failure. Can control by make sure the welding set is positioned away from combustible material and level study surface from using welding set, and check all the wire, hoses, and regulator damage of leaks. We go to the second point is operation phase, which is the risk while the machine is operating, there is a chance of electrical shock, and also we can control for operation should be instruct on how to safely operate the MIG welding set, and also including how to set the voltage, wire speed, and shielding gas flow. The third point, maintenance phase, which is the risk is poor maintenance might cause a gas leak, equipment faults, and dangerous situation. And we can control from the carry out the routine maintenance instruction in accordance with manufacturer guideline. The fourth one is shutdown and storage phase. The risk is improper equipment storage and shutdown procedure may leave behind dangerous residues. And to control, after using the welding equipment, let it cool down and unplug the power supply. The fifth is training and emergency response, which is the risk is severity mishap during welding operation. And to control it, can give operator maintenance staff through the training and emergency response method. Conclusion is, organization can lessen risk faster and safer working environment for their employees and avoid hazard by putting all the control in a place every stage of handling MIG OTC welding equipment, and maintain the MIG OTC equipment safety requirement regulating, operate, maintenance and attendance to safety procedure.